All right, I'll go with an opening statement. Because, we haven't had I haven't had a chance to say something about a guy who is, doesn't need anything to be said, from the opposing head coach. But let me tell you, everybody in this community knows, but just from my perspective, what an unbelievable friend, mentor, competitor, ambassador, and I could go on and on, that Buddy Stevens was. Somebody who I learned a great deal from. When you become head coach at age 30, there's not a lot of guys that would share that experience, him being one of them. And the amount of times I would pick his brain throughout the year, he would never tell me what they were running in the red zone, but anything else he would share. Fundraising strategies, resource strategies, hiring practices, and a guy who made such a mark for Dartmouth every time he was in a leadership role that he then could go out and grow the game itself, and was not only impactful to Dartmouth, to Ivy League football, to the game of football. How many times, Andy, we would see him and Kirsten and he'd say, hey, you stick with that guy, the guys, he just, or my wife wouldn't come to an event and Kirsten would say, hey, how's Hannah? How's everybody? Just phenomenal people and competitors, and had a tremendous impact on my life.
Questions to the media?
Unless you want an opening statement about the game.
Coach, you down 24-14, and you go for it. You don't make it, but you are playing for the win, not to keep. Just talk a little bit about that decision, and you knew what was at stake right there.
So, I use Buddy Stevens recommended the analytics company to me that we use. How about that? And so there's only so many possessions left in the game at that point, and so your odds of 4th and 3 are certainly better to try to, you, on average, I think you were going to get 1 point something possessions left in the game, so it might not even added up to it. Now, 4th and 13 would have been different, but that's what I did.
So it was an easy decision?
Yes, sir.
Talk about just playing against the two-quarterback system today. I know Nick Howard had gloves on the whole game. It didn't look like he even would pass. He had that one, first or second quarter that threw you guys by surprise, led to the first Dartmouth touchdown. What was it like just going against him and also seeing sort of him in gloves and not knowing whether he was even going to pass today?
I think that's kind of been their deal for a while, right? Even with Gerbino before Howard. So that's kind of been their recipe on offense. And then, I don't know if that was part of their strategy to put the gloves on, but it is something, you say to yourself, okay, can you throw it? And all you got to do is throw one of those. It's like a fake punt, you know what I mean? And so they connected on it, I think the year we were able to upset them, they couldn't connect. They didn't connect on the shots that day. And so that certainly helped. But that's been Dartmouth's formula on offense for a little bit now with the two quarterbacks.
What can you say about Nick Howard? It just feels like, I'm sure it feels like he's been there for about 7 years.
I think he's a tremendous competitor. Seems like a first-class guy, and tremendous football player. What do you do? Break the school record in touchdowns or something? Right? It's tremendous, right? Tremendous player.
It's only about 100-year-old.
Yeah. You're right. They've been playing football a while at Dartmouth.
What was the difference today?
We weren't particularly good on third down. I think especially early in the game, we weren't able to convert. Now, our first couple drives, we put ourselves in 3rd and extra long, so that wasn't great. But, it took us 2 drives to get in a rhythm defensively, and then we were able to hang around a little bit. And, I think, it's tough to remember the exact sequences, believe it or not. But I would say that just being able to keep the drive going and to get off the field on third down.
Your second touchdown today was off the block punt, put you guys in awesome field position. What was it like just to get momentum? I know that was right at the start of the second half.
Yeah, no, that was big. Anytime you can do something on special teams, especially against these guys, they're really good on special teams with that fake punt they ran last week. So anytime you can do something on special teams to create a spark is big. We had the return, I think, was in the first half, but it was called back because of a block in the back. So, and then that young man went back in the game and blocked the punt, So it was nice to see him. We talk about football being a game of attrition. Just get up one more time. Just keep coming back. And so it was nice to see him do that.
The drive, you're driving, you're down 5-yard line, whatever it was, and you lose the ball. What is that? You're on the road playing against a team that is in a championship hunt. What does that do to you, and what does it do for them?
It does probably more to us than does for them because they're in a backed up, field position type of thing. And we were able to, I think, force a punt after that. But for us, it's just a momentum killer. You got a big, was it for a first down? It was inside the 5. Maybe the line to get was the 3, something like that. So, anytime you give it away and you help a good team that doesn't need the help, the score looks inflated, but this league is really, really close. So it doesn't, it's just I don't want to say unforced error because I haven't seen the film and it was on the far hash, so I don't know if they did a great job of popping it out or if it just came out, but it certainly, kills the drive.
Yeah, talk more about momentum. Dartmouth particularly hasn't been great at starting the game strong. Today they had touchdowns on 2 of their first 3 drives.
Yep.
What was it like just to be at a deficit early on in the first quarter and have to try to bounce back from that?
Oddly enough, we were down 14-0 at the Yale Bowl, you know what I mean? And so we are a team that has come back on people on the road, good teams in this league. So yeah, we just constantly try to preach and embody just one play at a time.
What was the thought at halftime?
The thought at halftime was, hey, look, they got us on a couple of play action tricks, and we felt like we were in a position to play. We didn't feel outmatched at the line. We didn't feel outmatched at the skill position, and we were going to get the ball to start, and we believed in our plan and thought we were going to be able to come back and win the game.